20-year Dominican Air Force veteran is Villanueva, and that's
Yep. Well, I've heard that...
here's the replay.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Yes, an unfortunate groin shot. Not intentional. I mean, you're looking...
Cat and mouse type of a fight.
Kick to the ribs there by Michelle, and low. She's in a lot of pain. Is that groin? Yep. Michelle had her momentum coming in. Right underneath.
また分かることってたくさんあるんですね。この辺りはどうだ。タイムストップがかかりました。ローブローという場内のアナウンスがあります。石川さん、こういうところでも大事なのは気持ちですよね。
そうですね。はい、気持ちです。私の気持ちすらもね、本能的なところなので、はい。
It's very comfortable. Oh, Mike's over. That's it. Big right hand. First punch lands. Big punch.
Now they need to sit her on the stool. Try to get her down, which is obviously not cooperating.
Impressive first.
In the world of combat sports, the focus is usually on knockouts, submissions, and dramatic finishes. But there's another aspect of fighting that brings its own shock value, controversy, and unforgettable reactions: accidental groin shots. While male fighters have long been the more publicized victims of low blows, the female side of MMA is not immune to these brutal, painful, and often unintentional strikes. Greatest Female Groin Shots, Girls Nutshot Compilation MMA, explores some of the most surprising and jaw-dropping moments where female fighters find themselves on the wrong end of a low blow. Whether the poorly timed kick, an errant knee, or a misjudged front snap, these moments are sudden, awkward, and often game-changing. Right from the start, this compilation hits with the intensity of real pain. It's not a gimmick. It's the harsh reality of fighting when the margin for error is razor thin. These aren't staged or exaggerated. Each scene captures a moment of genuine discomfort, showing just how quickly the dynamic of fight can change. One fighter launches a front kick to the body, aiming for the abdomen, but it slips low and lands square between the legs. The reaction is immediate: a sharp gasp, a grimace, and often a complete stop to the action. The referee rushes in, and the fighter on the receiving end drops to one knee, clutching herself in visible pain. There's no faking that. The discomfort is real, and even the commentators can't hide their own sympathy as they watch. While female fighters are anatomically different than male fighters, that doesn't make a low blow any less painful. The misconception that groin strikes don't affect women is quickly disproven here. These athletes train for years, developing toughness and endurance, but when a knee accidentally lands between the legs or a misfired spinning heel kick strays low, their expressions and reactions say everything. A sudden pause, a breathless stumble, hands to the lower region. It's clear that the pain is immediate and intense. And because these moments are unintentional, they add an unpredictable element to every match. A fighter dominating a round can lose momentum in an instant due to a single misdirected strike. In one of the standout clips, two fighters engage in a clinch against the cage. As they jockey for position, one tries to break free with a knee strike to the thigh, but it slips upward just as her opponent adjusts her stance. The result is brutal. The knee catches flush, and the recipient immediately doubles over, collapsing against the cage wall with her face contorted in agony. The referee calls for a break, and even the offending fighter shows concern, realizing what's just happened. That moment of shared understanding between opponents is rare and raw. It shows that even in a sport built on violence, there's a level of respect when boundaries are unintentionally crossed. What makes this compilation stand out is not just the physical reactions, but the emotional and mental ones too. Female fighters are tough, unbelievably so. Many of them try to power through the pain, shaking it off and demanding to continue as quickly as possible. Others take their full recovery time, struggling to breathe as the reality of what just happened settles in. There's frustration, especially when the strike changes the flow of the fight. A fighter with momentum is forced to pause, giving her opponent a moment to reset and recover, whether it was deserved or not. And in such a high-stakes environment, that shift can be everything. There are moments in this compilation where the crowd's reaction says it all. A loud groan ripples through the arena as a low blow lands. The replays are shown and the audience collectively winces as the footage slows down, showing the exact moment of impact. Commentators try to keep their tone professional, but even they can't hide their own discomfort. "Oh, that was low," one exclaims. "That's going to hurt," another adds. It's these reactions from the fans, the fighters, and the officials that make these moments unforgettable. They're painful, unpredictable, and sometimes even fight-defining. Some of the most shocking groin shots happen in scrambles, when both fighters are moving quickly and trying to gain control. A heel lands where it shouldn't, or a wild knee catches an unintended target. The chaos of combat means these things can happen in an instant, and the consequences are rarely light. Fighters are given 5 minutes to recover from low blows, but the emotional toll often lasts longer. It's hard to bounce back from pain that radiates through the lower body, and for some, it's impossible to regain the rhythm they had before the strike. That's part of what makes these clips so compelling, the raw humanity in the response. Another layer to these groin shots is the controversy they sometimes spark. Was it really an accident? Was the strike borderline or clearly low? Should a point have been deducted? Fans and commentators often debate the legitimacy of the foul, especially when it plays a big role in how the fight unfolds. In one clip, a fighter clearly reacts to a low blow, but the referee doesn't call time. Her opponent continues attacking, landing punches as the other fighter tries to signal her discomfort. It's a mess and it's infuriating, but it's also real. This is part of what makes MMA so intense and unscripted. Anything can happen. The video doesn't glorify pain, but it doesn't shy away from it either. These moments are an unavoidable part of fighting, and they highlight the vulnerability of even the toughest athletes. Watching a battle-hardened fighter drop the mat after a groin shot reminds viewers that underneath the bravado and toughness, these are human beings with limits. The clips are a mix of current stars, rising prospects, and seasoned veterans, each caught in a moment of unexpected pain. And what's most admirable is that nearly all of them recover, reset, and keep fighting. That's the warrior spirit on full display.
O esquerda entrou em cheio. Entrou em cheio a esquerda de Mayra. Entra perfeita na bola, bate, acabou. Vai terminar, terminou. Isso da glória de Mayra Cantuária.
Ali a Mayra Cantuária confirmou seu favoritismo com esse diretaço de esquerda. Agora o árbitro central, né? Podia ter agido um pouquinho mais rápido, poupar.
Both females pushing the boundaries in this fight. That's fight.
Oh, spinning backflip! This is all over!
Wow.
What a finish!
Decision, 5 points. Or
Wow! What a brutal head kick! Man, oh man! I don't even know when we started. I couldn't get through the introductions before that fight was over.
It's also worth noting the sportsmanship involved. Many of the fighters responsible for the accidental low blows immediately apologize, showing concern and empathy for their opponents. They didn't mean to land the shot, and they don't want to win that way. That mutual respect, often seen in the handshakes, nods, or brief exchanges after break, is one of the underrated aspects of MMA. These aren't street fights. These are trained athletes who understand the risks and try to respect each other even in the chaos of competition. In several of the most painful-looking sequences, the reactions go beyond physical. Fighters tear up from the pain, frustrated that something outside their control has disrupted the fight. Others get angry, slamming the canvas or shouting in disbelief. And who can blame them? When you've trained for months, cutting weight, perfecting technique, and pushing your limits, having all of that interrupted by an accidental low blow is infuriating. But these fighters push through. They gather themselves. They get back in there. And that resilience is what makes them special. As the compilation progresses, you begin to see just how frequent and varied these moments can be. Some strikes are obvious and blatant. Others are subtle, almost undetectable until the reaction makes it clear. And every once in a while, A fighter tries to fight through it and continues throwing punches even as the pain takes hold. That kind of toughness is insane, and it's a reminder of how mentally strong these women are. They don't want to stop. They want to finish what they started. There are even moments of accidental comedy. A groin shot lands. The fighter reacts with a delayed expression, and the opponent makes a sheepish face as if to say, "Oops." The ref breaks the action, and both fighters take a second to breathe, sometimes even smiling at the absurdity of it all. These human moments, the little flashes of humor, humility, and understanding, are what make this compilation more than just a collection of painful clips. It's a look at the unpredictable, chaotic, and very real world of MMA. By the end of the video, you've seen dozens of reactions. Some fighters bounce back quickly, others need time. Some groin shots look accidental, others borderline. Some fights continue with no major consequence, while others are completely shifted by the incident. But every single one of them serves as a reminder that anything can happen in the cage. These fighters train to deal with punches, kicks, chokes, and slams, but a sudden low blow throws everything off script. It tests not just their pain tolerance, but their patience, discipline, and willpower. This compilation also opens up a broader conversation about protection in women's MMA. Unlike male fighters, female fighters rarely wear protective cups. There are various reasons for this. Comfort rules anatomy, but moments like these raise a question. Should more be done to protect against accidental low blows? While not as frequent or as visibly damaging as in men's fights, these groin shots still cause significant pain and disruption. It's a topic worth exploring, and this compilation adds fuel to that discussion. What remains undeniable, however, is the toughness of these female fighters. They absorb the pain, regroup, and keep going. They maintain professionalism even when they're clearly hurting, and they continue to put themselves at risk every time they step into the cage. That's what makes this compilation not just shocking, but inspiring. It captures the moments no one plans for, the situations no one wants, but the ones that define what it truly means to be a fighter. Whether you're a hardcore MMA fan or someone just curious about the unexpected realities of the sport, Greatest Female Groin Shots, Girls Nutshot Compilation MMA, delivers a raw, unfiltered look at one of the most surprising parts of the fight game. It's painful, awkward, sometimes funny, sometimes frustrating, but above all, it's real. These are the moments that aren't scripted, that no one trains for, but that every fighter has to be ready to deal with. And the way these women handle them, with grit, respect, and resilience, is just another reason why female MMA continues to earn the respect and admiration of fight fans around the world.